Hello, guys, this is Vidas,
And Usha,
and we're starting episode 11 of Ask Vidas and Osha podcast. And today's question was sent by Sandra, and she asks about playing the introduction of the hymns. So she writes, do you always play a whole verse for the introduction of hymns? Interesting question, right, Osha?
yes, it is an interesting question.
Uh,
Uh,
how would you
uh,
do this yourself personally?
well, actually, I probably never have had to play like entire hymn as an introduction because I believe that introduction must be something short. And what I often did was I just played, like last line of the hymn, or sometimes even just a phrase. And to play a long introduction, I would suggest early if you have like a composition based on that, hymn tune, then you could play it all. And then it would be a long introduction, maybe for like some special occasion, but for like a regular service, I think, because you have to think what the purpose of your introduction is. And basically, its real purpose is just to give congregation the tune that it could, start on the right pitch. And for that reason, like intro can be only like 4 bar long, maybe even 2 bar long. Maybe two is too short, but like one line of a hymn should be plenty. What do you think about it, Vidi?
What I would do? I would probably play eight measures of introduction because eight measures usually is one complete musical idea, and probably four measures is also okay if the hymn is very familiar, right? You could play the first four measures or the last four measures, right? But you could also make it into a complete musical idea by creating a period, right? The smallest musical form.
Sure, sure.
Basically, you take a four measure phrase, let's say the opening of the hymn, and
Yes,
then maybe create a similar phrase but with different
yes,
ending, with different cadence, ending maybe on the dominant key because right, we need to propel the motion forward, and if we end on the tonic, it's not not something to continue, it's like an ending, but we want to like a question, right? So dominant would be a good way to end. What do you think about this?
well, but are you sure that the congregation will start when on the right tune? If you will end your intro on a dominant, I wouldn't be so sure.
uh, why don't Sandra try both versions, right? Ending on the tonic and ending on the dominant, and see which one is more appropriate and more understandable to people. For deep,
Because from my experience, the last line of the hymn is the most appropriate for an intro.
the last, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
this on the tonic.
Oh, we could do a sort of in between version. Take a first line of the hymn and the last line of the hymn.
Yes, that works too.
Mm-hmm.
I have done that many times too.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's
so
that's
so you can
understandable.
do both ways. But of course, just don't leave the whole hymn as an introduction. I mean, it might sound boring
What
because
about
some,
what
like
about
like some,
also? What about if the tune is very unfamiliar, new, completely
well,
new?
yes, then you can do it. Like educational purpose, teaching purpose to for congregation to get more familiar with the tune. Yes, definitely, then it would be a great idea. But most of the hymns we are just sang for generation over and over again, and we are well known. So don't leave those familiar hymns throughout. as an introduction.
Right.
Because some of them are already very long, and has like a few versions. And if you add one more at the beginning, it will just last forever.
Right. And save entire verse of the hymn for special occasions, right? Maybe for
Sure.
solemn
Yes.
occasions,
Yes.
festivities.
Yes.
Just
Yes.
like Orgelbuchlein, right? Choral preludes were created maybe like introductions for the hymns
Uh-huh.
in mind, in addition to teaching students to play the organ with pedal obligato and also composition, right? How
Yes.
to compose and improvise the chorale harmonizations and preludes like this. But yes, they are for our times probably too long in most cases, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But on special occasions, Easter, Christmas, they might work, I think.
And
If
of course, with the new hymns, as you said before.
good. I think people can get those ideas in and try them in practice, don't you think? Next
Sure.
Sunday.
Sure. Yes.
And I think people could send more questions to us, right?
Yes.
And which way would you prefer, email or comment as a post?
I would prefer email, an email.
Email, right?
Yes.
But if they want to just comment on the post, that would be fine too, right?
Yes, that's okay. Both ways are fine, actually.
Yeah, we will find them. And you could also add a hashtag, right? Ask Vidas and Osha, and we will
Yes.
definitely know that you are intending this question for our podcast. Wonderful. So, Osha, do you think people could benefit from subscribing to our daily newsletter and updates of this blog at organduo.lt?
Yes, I'm sure we can find, various ideas, for the organ playing and how to improve it.
Mm-hmm. That's actually the best way to stay in touch with us, right?
Sure.
Because they will get the daily dose of organ playing inspiration and advice, and they can really reply to any email and ask questions, and that would be the easiest way, right?
Sure.
Wonderful, guys. This was Vidas.
And also,
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.